Excuse me. Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us here in the chat. It is the market beast, Napoleon, macro, with a little ASMR, interesting analysis. So about a year ago, I think we made a video post on this stock. We're going to go over the NEO instrument. And I'm pretty excited about this because we're going to reiterate the levels that we've gone over well over a year ago to see how they have aged. And I do have some new developed, well, hopefully new developed information for the long-term investors. So we're going to go over those levels for you guys as well. Just put them clearly on the charts. Please listen carefully, as we won't put the numbers, but we'll definitely spell them out for you. And hopefully a short video. So, and we have our original lines on the chart as well. So let's get right into it, guys. Welcome back, loyal family. If you're new here, we only explore price action. Thanks for sticking around. I'm loyal subscribers. Let's go ahead and dive right into the charts here. So today's November the 24th, 2023, and the current price of NEO is going to be $7.46, slightly negative 0.2% for the day. Okay. All right, lovely ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, family. Let's pull up the original lines, guys. All right, there they are. That's right. So well over a year ago, I'm not sure how long. Let's pull up the last video post, or one of the last video posts. Here, I think, is where February the 1st, 2022 is where we had our squiggly lines. Here you can see it kind of points down to that blue line, which is the same original lines. Nothing has changed. No magic here. Everything is the same. All right. We made multiple posts on NEO saying that it had potential to reach sub $10, and the investors were not happy with us when we made that prediction. I think at the time of the post it was about $20 if we can rewind it back to see. Yeah, so I think it was about $24.65. So this call, I am going to toot my own horn. All right, pardon me there, but I was pretty spot on with that. Now, the new developed information that I think I have discovered, let's erase everything. And for the long-term investors, if you are interested in entertaining a position in this on near these levels, you know, a little bit lower, which is what we're going to go over here in a second. Remember, this is not financial advice. Please take advantage of these opportunities in your SIM account. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the levels. Now, as I'm pulling up the levels, I'll just briefly explain why I'm putting the levels here. Let's see, we'll just put one right about there. I guess we'll make that somewhat blue. I don't know how to edit a video. Please kindly have patience with me here. And we'll put another line somewhere, I don't know, somewhere right around, let's do the previous level of support, the obvious level, which is right around there. $7.21 will make that red. All right, remember, I'm not putting numbers, but please hear me out, and I'll go over the levels. So let me briefly explain the range, I guess why I put that range there. So all I'm doing is going based on the data that is, you know, I guess back in the day, so to speak, back in 2018-ish, as far as the TradingView.com data here is showing, you know, the price action that happened kind of went up, right, down, curvature formation, blast off, getting every single investor excited and pretty nasty with me if ever I were to make a prediction of lower prices on NEO, okay? So here we are. The way that I got the blue line is really simple. If you look at this little curvature formation, you'll notice it was the previous level of resistance before the very large move to the upside. All right, I think it's reached as high as, I don't think there's been stock splits on NEO. I don't think so. Correct me down in the comment section if there has been, but I do not think there has been. Reached as high as about $64-ish. Okay, so it went all the way down from $4.60 all the way up to about $64. Very large move, very aggressive, and a lot of investors were excited and may not be as excited as they were back then, but this may be some exciting news to the investors. So again, that's the way I've found that previous level of resistance before the explosion, so to speak, here in this little curvature formation. The red line is just kind of the most recent level where there has been buying activity at these lower levels here at about June the 5th-ish, 2023. Found some buying activity, moved the markets higher. Of course, it's giving back everything, and it's just kind of sitting on that line right now. Okay, so that's how I got the red line. All right, so just briefly so that we're all clear, this is going to be the range of interest, okay, down to the blue line, which is at about $4.26 all the way up to, you know, let's call it like 721, 720-ish. All right, so that will be the range if you are were once interested in NEO and calling me all kind of weird names saying that it's never going to go down, that's the range for you if you are interested in a long-term position in this NEO market, which again, I don't know the future. Not sure if it's going to go back to the upside, but if you are looking for a practical risk to reward entry, I would likely seek the levels for a potential entry in this market to at least start a position. I'd definitely start with a 10% position right here, right now, of your total position, not your entire account. Okay, I have to always be clear about that. You decide how much ever you're going to invest. I don't know, 5 grand, 10 grand. I don't know if you end up, $200. Take 10% of that amount right here, right now. Every negative day within this range, right, between $4 and about, what did I say, 30 or 20 something cents? Rough range, 420 down to 430, up to about 720. Every negative day, if it's down like 1%, 4, 5%, every negative day, I would take advantage of starting to structure a long-term position in this range. Hopefully that was clear enough for everyone to understand. And that's basically how for the most part, how I structure a long-term position. I try to do it on negative days, and I find a range, negative days, enter, and it turns out pretty well for me for most of the times. All right. So that's what I have on that. And time frame, you guys know I'm not really good with that. But if we were to just kind of take a practical observation of what took place in the past, what we'll do is we'll just measure this kind of cuppage formation over here. It looks like a inverted head and shoulders pattern there, right? I would take the time on this small structure that we just outlined. So we'll just kind of start from somewhere like right over here. The reason why we'll start here is because remember guys, I'm always looking for like support and resistance. So as we look at the data back around the time where it started, which is like 2018, I'm just kind of looking at these like two candles right here, the week of March the 11th, 2019, and kind of this candle right here, March the 18th, 2019. And just kind of, it's all approximate, guys. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? I'm just trying to get an idea of the consolidative phase before the breakout, right? Hopefully that makes sense, right? Inverted in head and shoulders, right? Break the neckline, break out to the upside. So again, let's just go ahead and measure that. Starting from this little candle over here, take our little ruler and say something about that. So it's about 448 days. So we take that rough estimate and we go on over to the present day and assume that there could be more downwards pressure. Is it guaranteed? I don't know. I don't really care, to be totally honest with you guys. I'm just trying to find a practical range for you to consider entering some of your SIM funds there into this financial asset or this beautiful instrument. All right. So what did I say? 400. Let's say it actually kind of gets within this range, right? 430 up to about 720-ish. When that happens, we'll just stretch on out a 448 days, I think is what I said. And let's just say worst case scenario. This is like super hypothetical, guys, just because it hasn't even gotten down below the red line yet, right? Excuse me, pardon me there. So we're looking at about February 2025. I know, Neo Bulls, it's never going to happen, Napoleon. You're wrong, man. I heard that when it was $60, $50. I said it could go to sub $10. You guys said I was wrong. Here we are at about $7. So just please kindly be open to the information that we explore. Not always guaranteed, not always accurate, to be honest with you. Although I have to toot my horn on this one. But let's say that somewhere in the year of 2024, let's just look for consolidating. I think for the health and wellness of this asset, or this instrument rather, I think the more time that it takes to consolidate, the better. For those of you who are kind of stuck in your positions in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, I really don't know what to say about that. I am noticing some gaps. It's kind of new developed information as I'm just kind of going on the charts here. Nice little gap, looks to be in between. A little lag in the computer, pardon me, guys. Let's see. Looks like there's a gap on the weekly candles here in between $25 all the way up to $27.20. So again, we were successfully able to kind of get the investors prepared for a move down, and now we're getting back on the channel here, or the charts rather, and saying that we could expect a very aggressive or eventual move to the upside after a brief consolidative phase. Some may say, but wait a minute, Napoleon has already been consolidating, right? Don't you see like this consolidation area right here? It's possible, guys. All right, I'm just the practical guy who finds the owner's area of consolidation, which is over here, right? Like this is the original owners are here. It's very obvious to see, and the way that I'm able to understand that is because the previous level of resistance, as we went over on the blue line right here, guys, at about $4 and about 30 cents. So again, we always look for the practical structure, the practical previous level, the lowest point, the highest point. The lowest point can be represented over here. This area is still perfectly intact. It has not been compromised, so I have to safely assume, for now at least, that the owners are still interested in eventually moving the markets back up to the higher levels at a minimum of $15 up to $20. Okay, please don't quote me on that. Let's just let the price action play out. Let's develop a practical area of consolidation, which we are able to identify, right? I cannot make that up, guys. This is an inverted head and shoulders pattern right here in between the years of May 2019 all the way over to about June 2020, right? So that's a sufficient amount of time for the market to consolidate in preparation to move the market significantly higher. So I do think that it's only fair that moving forward, we look for another measurable range where the markets will consolidate in preparation to move the markets higher again, but only time will tell. And you have my range, you have I'm not predicting that the 2024 will be the year in which this instrument will consolidate, but I do think it is probably in the best interest for the buyers who are, let's just be honest, guys, who are stuck in their positions, right? If you didn't have some sort of hedge on your positions as you bought in the 40s and 30s and just called me those names, right? If you do have those positions, then you want to see some sort of lengthy consolidation, preferably for 365 days, right? The most aggressive moves happen after a lengthy consolidative phase. We explain it all the time. I know I sound like a broken record, guys, but just until you really get this stuff, right? Which I do think a lot of you actually have at this point who followed us over the years. That's the practical things that you look for: higher highs, higher lows, consolidation phases, extended consolidation phases in preparation to move the market in either direction. And in this case, I do think that it will eventually move higher as long as we can find that structure, maybe somewhat similar to what you're seeing on the screen there, in preparation to move the market in a very aggressive trajectory in either direction. I'm going to predict it will likely be to the upside, but it's too early to call it. And that's pretty much all the information that I have. And hopefully that new range is useful for everyone. Yes, and hopefully I'm back on good terms with the NEO investors. And yeah, leave some comments down in the comment section, guys. Were you one of the ones saying that Napoleon, you don't know what you're talking about? NEO's never going to go sub $10 is, I think, the way I was referring to it as, in an obnoxious way. Let me know down in the comment section. And we're going to cut this video out, guys. So I do think that, yeah, it's a green light for me. Am I buying NEO? I have not purchased NEO, but I'm actually considering it. Definitely considering if we break down below this red line. That would be awesome, right? My risk to reward would definitely be increased significantly if it breaks down below that red line. And yeah, if you're long at 20s, pardon me, I'm not, no offense, but yeah, the better the price for me, the better the reward. All right, so I don't want to ramble, and that's the end of this video. Let's see how this performs over the next 6 months to a year. I'm not going to make videos every day about NEO. All right, so let's see how this ages, and that's pretty much the end. So I appreciate your time, guys. So if you don't mind doing me a huge favor before you go, by simply leaving an appropriate thumb, I'd appreciate it on the video if you enjoyed the content, and leave a comment so that the YouTube algorithm can promote the video on the channel. Thank you for your continued support. If you guys are new, we also explored the alternative market, Bitcoin for now, so you can kindly join us here on this interesting journey in Dogecoin, and we'll send that out to you when it is available. And I do appreciate you all for your time. Remember, guys, to always have a strategy before you enter the financial markets. Keep that positive energy flowing. We'll talk soon, and bye for now, guys and gals.